Let's start today language of chemistry. So in language of chemistry is a branch of a science in which we study about the matters. Then matters, there's the two types, substance, two types, pure substance and mixture. And again pure substance, elements and compounds are two types, and then elements they have a metal, non-metal and metalloids and noble gases. So many things are there. Slowly and steadily we discuss about this. So what is matter first? So matter is a substance which has a mass and occupies space. A substance which has a mass, and if it is occupies space, that means it is a matter. Example water. Water is a matter because it has a mass and occupies the space. Ice is a matter, it's also a mass, occupies space. Stone is a matter, it has a mass and it also occupies space. Anything which has a mass and if it occupies space, then it is matter. This matter is two types. We cannot say types, we can say it's divided in two parts. This matter is divided in two parts: pure substance and mixture. Pure substance and mixture. So it is pure substance. The pure substance means it has fixed composition with chemical properties. Fixed composition means pure substance means fixed composition. What about water? Water means H2O. Fixed composition, hydrogen with oxygen. No other things are there. No other things are there. That is fixed composition in a and a fixed chemical properties. This pure substance, water, it has a chemical property. Carbon dioxide also a substance, it has also a chemical property. So pure substance means it has fixed composition and chemical properties. Whether mixture means the compositions are not fixed. In any ratio you can mix any mixture. Like if you add 2 spoons sugar in a glass of water and add 3 spoons salt. Yes, this is a sugar solution, sugar and salt solution. In place of that, if you use 4 spoons sugar and 1 spoon salt in a glass, 2 glass of water, then also it is a mixture. It has not fixed. Clear? Now this pure substance is divided in two parts. It has two parts. Mixture also have two parts: homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, colloids. So many things are there. So we are just going to this portion. So pure substance, again it has two parts: elements and compound. Okay. So what is element? Element that cannot be broken down into simpler substance. Elements are the substance which cannot be broken down into simpler substance. It has the same kind of atom. Elements have same kind of atom. Example iron, example magnesium, example sodium. All are elements. Why? Because it has same kinds of atom. They are made up of same kind of atom. And what is compound? The compounds are made up of two or more than two types of element which are chemically combined with fixed ratio. And when a definition of compound you use, you write the definition of compound, always given this portion, write this portion, fixed ratio. Compounds have a fixed ratio. How? Suppose if you take H2O again, so 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, made up of 2 or more than 2. So it is 2, only 2 elements, hydrogen element and oxygen element, in a fixed ratio 2:1. More than 2, you can take HNO3, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. You can take H2SO4, hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen. So they are compound, they are made up of 2 or more than 2 types of elements with chemically combined in a fixed ratio. The fixed ratio is very important. Again, if I say CO2, So carbon with oxygen, 1 carbon and 2 oxygen, fixed ratio. If 1 carbon you take and 1 oxygen you take, and it is carbon monoxide. 1:1 ratio carbon monoxide, and 1:2 ratio carbon dioxide. That's why the fixed ratio is very important, you have to write. Clear? Again, we are going to the elements. The elements that cannot be broken down into simpler substance, it has same kind of atom. Okay, same kind of atom. I defined this same kind of atom. What is the meaning of this? Suppose you take a small piece of iron like this, and then this is some big piece, and here is a huge iron block. Suppose all are iron, this one also iron, and this small part also iron. Because they are made up of same kind of atom, that's why they are good conductor of electricity. This one also good conductor of electricity, this one also good conductor of electricity, this one also good conductor of electricity. This one also attracts towards magnet, this one also attracts towards magnets, this one also attracts towards magnet. Why? Same thing, because they are made up of similar kind of atom. They are same kind of atom. That's why they are elements. It is another thing that atom of one element is completely different from the another element. Means atom of sodium is different from atom of chlorine. Atom of gold, Au, is completely different from atom of silver. But all atoms of gold are similar, all atoms of silver are similar, all atoms of sodium are similar or same, all atoms of chlorine are same. But atoms of one element is completely different from the atoms of another element. Okay. Again, this element is divided in 4 parts. Metals are element, non-metals are also element, metalloids are also element, and noble gas are also elements. So metals, in your previous class you know, metals are sonorous, lustrous, ductile, malleable in nature, good conductor of electricity, highly boiling point, high melting point, solid in nature. So they are metal. Iron, magnesium, sodium, copper, zinc, gold, silver, calcium, they are metal. Non-metal, completely opposite properties of metal. Non-metals are soft, bad conductor of electricity. There is some exceptional, okay, but generally most of non-metals are soft, bad conductor of electricity, non-lustrous, that means dull, neither they have no ductility in nature, mobility in nature, malleability in nature, that is non-metals. Metalloids, definition of metalloids, they behave as a metal and non-metals both. Silicon, boron, bismuth, antimony, arsenic, these all are metalloids. And noble gas, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, these are noble gas. Oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen, these are non-metals. Iron, copper, silver, zinc, potassium, all are metals. So this metal, non-metal, metalloids and noble gas all are elements. Clear? We are slowly going to the valency and atomicity, but earlier we discussed the previous things, all things. Okay, so metals, non-metals, all are elements. So what is elements? The elements again that cannot be broken down. If you break iron, there is iron. Again you broke that iron, there is iron also. Same kind of atoms there. Suppose you take a piece of iron like this, break. Now this part is again iron, made up of same kind of atom. Again you break, same kind of atom. So that means that cannot be broken down into simpler substance. Another substance is not possible. Iron breaks, iron form. Iron breaks, iron form. It has same kind of atom. It has same kind of atom. So how you know that magnesium means Mg, sodium means Na, copper means Cu? That means there is a symbol we use for the elements. So symbols. Before 1600 AD, a chemist tried to represent elements by using different types of pictogram. Pictogram means sub symbol, sub sign they use. For hydrogen, just draw a dot and a circle. For carbon, because carbon is black, so just a black circle. Phosphorus, they use like a steering. For gold, because this gold is what? Now gold is shining, so that's why they give a shining light like this. So this type of symbols they use, but this is very difficult to memorize, to remember all the signs. Then a chemist, J. Berzelius, I think John Jacob Berzelius, like the scientist name. She suggests if you take the initial letter of an element written in a capital should be represent the element. That means hydrogen start with H. The symbol of hydrogen is H. Okay. Oxygen start with O. So symbol of oxygen is O. Okay, like this. Sulfur start with S. Sulfur start with S. The symbol of sulfur is S. Okay. Phosphorus start with P. The symbol of phosphorus is P. So like this, the symbols are given. But there is some controversy here. For carbon, they use C. Okay, the symbol of carbon also C. But what about calcium? It is also start from C, and carbon also start from C. Then they suggest if there is some similarity came, then we use the second or third letter in small. So that's why the calcium symbol is C and that second letter is take in a small Ca. Okay. So magnesium, they use Mg, manganese use Mn. Okay. Cobalt, they use CO, and so many are given here. No. But again there is some confusion there. If calcium takes Ca, carbon takes C, then what about copper? What about copper? What about copper? Because C take carbon, CO take cobalt, so what about copper? Iodine take I. So what about iron? Again there is some problem creates. So then they decide if there is some problem like this, then we use some Latin name. You use some Latin name. That's why the iron Latin name is ferrous and it is used Fe. Phosphorus take P. What about potassium? It is also start from P, potassium. So potassium Latin name is kalium. That's why they take K. Okay. Gold Au, aurum. Silver argentum, Ag. Lead plumbum, Pb. Sodium, sulfur take S. So what about sodium? So sodium Latin name is natrium. That's why they use Na. So like this, symbols are given to the elements. First, with the first letter in a capital, if there is some similarity came, then the second or third letter use, like chlorine, CHLORINE, chlorine. So we take C and small l. Okay, so like this, the symbols are given. Again, some similarity came. So then the elements are use their Latin name. From here, we use the symbols. That's why iron is Fe, potassium is K, gold is Au, silver is Ag, mercury start with M, but it is Hg. This is also a Latin name. We use Latin name. And what is the name of mercury? Now, hydrogenous. So like this, we use the symbol. Now start with atomicity. Now what is the definition of atomicity? The number of atoms in a molecule of an element. So that atomicity means the number of atoms present in a molecule of an element. So for try to understand atomicity, I give you some example that it is easy to understand. Suppose I say a bicycle. Bicycle. Suppose I say a fan. Fan means ceiling fan. Suppose I say a taxi. If I say bicycle, that means it has two wheels. If I say ceiling fan, generally it has three blades. If I say taxi, generally they are four wheels. So that means bicycle always exists in two wheels, ceiling fan always exists in three wings, and taxi always exists in four wheels. Clear now? Similar like this, some of the atoms, some of the elements exist in one atom, in two atoms, in three atoms, in four atoms, more than four atoms also. That means if I take all the metals like zinc, magnesium, manganese, potassium, sodium, copper, iron, and the noble gases, that means what? Now that means helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, all are exist in one atoms. All are exist in one atoms. Clear? If I take oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, they always exist in two atoms. They are always found in two atoms. Like bicycle means two wheels. Ozone 3, always found in three atoms. Ceiling fan, like ceiling fan. You can say, sir, ceiling fan have four blades also. Okay, but generally we are saying three blades. So that means they exist in three blades. That means they exist in three atoms. Taxi, phosphorus, P4. Phosphorus always found in nature in four atoms. If you take one phosphorus, that means you cannot take one phosphorus. You take one molecules of phosphorus in which four atoms are there. Here also one term is come, that is molecule, we also explain. So here one molecules of oxygen, and in one molecules of oxygen there are two atoms present. In one molecules of hydrogen there are two atoms present. In one molecule of chlorine there are two atoms of chlorine present. In one molecule of ozone there are three oxygen present. In one molecule of phosphorus there are four atoms of phosphorus present. And one molecule of sulfur, 8 atoms are present. So that means they are exist in this form. And here one molecule of zinc, one atom present. One molecule of iron, one atom present. So that is their atomicity. The number of atoms in a molecule of an element. The number of atoms in a molecule of an element. So this is one molecule of oxygen, this is one molecule of oxygen, this is one molecule of hydrogen, this is one molecule of chlorine, this is one molecule of ozone, like this. Okay. So sir, what is the meaning of this molecule? Again, yes sir. What is the meaning of this molecule? So we can say a molecule means what? When atoms or molecules of a different elements combine in a fixed ratio, they form a molecules of a compound. One molecule means what? One molecule means what? If I take carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide is what? Compound. In one molecule of carbon dioxide, there are one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. In one molecule of sulfuric acid, there are two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of sulfur and four atoms of oxygen. They exist in one molecule. If you test, sir, give me a H2SO4, sulfuric acid, that means what do you take? In a sulfuric acid, in one molecule of sulfuric acid, you have two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of sulfur and four atoms of oxygen. That is molecule. Molecules means different atoms of elements. Carbon atoms of carbon element, oxygen atom of oxygen element. Here, atoms of hydrogen, atoms of sulfur and atoms of oxygen combined and form a single unit, one molecule. Okay, so this is molecules. The number of atoms in a molecule of an atom, the number of atoms in a molecule of an element, that is atomicity. Some elements are exist, found in nature, you can say, in a single. Some are in double, some are in triple. So one who are present in one atom, they are monoatomic. One who are present in one atom, they are known as monoatomic. So one atom, monoatomic. In two atoms, diatomic. In three atoms, triatomic. Four, tetraatomic. From here you can say polyatomic. And 8 you can say octa. But from 4, after 4 you can say polyatomic. Okay. Or you can say 5 pentatomic, 6 hexatomic, 7 heptatomic, 8 octatomic, 9 nonatomic, 10 decatomic. That is another thing. But after 4 you can say more than 4 polyatomic. So sulfur S8 is the polyatomic element, always found in nature or exist in 8 atoms, always. If you take one molecule of sulfur, that means you take 8 atoms. If you take one molecule of phosphorus, that means you take 4 atoms. So this is atomicity. In how much number of atoms, you can say like this, or understand, in how many atoms they combine and present in one molecule. So chlorine, 2 atoms combine and form one molecule. Hydrogen, 2 atoms combine and form one molecule. But magnesium or any metals, in one atoms they form one molecule. Okay, so atomicity means what? The number of atoms in a molecule of an element. So 1 atom monoatomic, 2 diatomic, 3 triatomic, 4 tetraatomic and more than 4 polyatomic, or 8 means octatomic. Clear? And molecules also clear.